whiteboard?
Yes, I am.
Now, the topic what we are going to cover is known as listener or listener services.
Okay.
Where it is going to stand, I'm just drawing that picture. Okay, so this is the default picture of ours, like these are the different, and these are the data files what we are going to have here. Different kind of data file. And one file I'm going to intentionally, I'm going to keep it outside. And that file is 1, another is 2, and another I'm going to take is 3. What this 3 file is all about. Outside database I have kept. Now question is why I have kept outside. Reason is only very simple, because it is not that much. It is essential, but for time being, if you remove it, still database is not going to have any problem if it is up and running kind of thing. Okay, so that part, what this file is all about, just like parameter file.
Yeah.
Okay, so for time being, suppose this is a parameter file. If database is up and running, and if you remove it, this is needed only when database is going to start next time. It may be after 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. No effect will be there into the database if this file is database up and running, it's missing. Clear?
Yes.
Same way, we are having something called one another file. What you have heard definitely, that is known as password file. Have you ever heard?
Yes.
So far, hardly we use, right? I personally never discussed with you about the password file.
Okay.
Initially, Tariq must have just shared few line about password file, but apart from that, we never discussed anything. Correct?
Yes.
So why this is so at this point of time, whatever activity we are involved as the DBA for the single instance, it is hardly that much uses, but is going to be very, very useful in the advanced topic, maybe RAC. You may have heard something called real application cluster. You may have heard something called disaster recovery. You may have heard something called physical standby, logical standby. As a whole, you must have heard something called the disaster recovery setup.
Yes.
Okay, or DR setup. Right? So very important, these things. That's what we didn't cover so far that much. Okay, but still for interview purpose, after covering few days, I'll discuss something and I'll show you the practically how it is going to play important role, even as a single instance database activity. Okay, exceptional cases, but we should know for the interview purpose. Okay. Now, and another this thing is known as something you may have heard something called archive file.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is going to be very important when we will discuss backup and recovery. Okay, so just to let you know, whatever is there in the redo log file, that redo log file will be transferred into archive log file when we are configuring our database into archive log mode. Now, we don't know what is archive log mode. We don't know the importance of it, the benefit of it. We don't know when to use, how to use. Just reason I'm putting this point is it is going to be very, very, very vital. As far as the backup is concerned, backup means two types of backup we have. One is known as logical backup. One is known as RMN backup. Logical backup, when we are going to take by the use keyword called EXPDP, export data pump. Physical backup, we are going to take as a RMAN, recovery manager. So this is just for one line nomenclature, or I would like you to just get this word at least when we are going to cover this thing in details later on.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes.
Now, so far, n number of services like busy process called something called PMON, SMON, CKPT, LGWR, DBWR, Archiver, these kind of processes we have discussed. At least one line, correct?
Yeah.
Today, the service, what we are going to have discussion known as listener service. Which service? Listener service.
Right.
Which side it resides? Always remember, this is an interview question and it is very important for us to understand from the day one. Listener service means what we are going to refer all those listener service means. Okay, so just a second. Yeah. So, listener service, I'm just putting this into. This is, I'm putting into the server outer line. I'm just putting this outer line little bit. I'm just making it. Put in drawing and all those. Okay. So the outer line, what I'm trying to show you is this is the server, physical server, like host, OS host, right?
Mhm.
OS host, and definitely we are referring Linux only, not Windows for now at least. Later on,
Right.
I'll show you, I'll discuss one or two sessions if one Windows server is there, how to deal with that. So it's totally different. Okay, but 99.99 you are going to work on the non Windows like Linux, Sun OS, AIX, HPUX kind of thing. Okay, or Red Hat or Ubuntu kind of. Okay, so listener service is always going to be there in the server side. Listener service on server only. Okay, server side only. It's not on the client.
Mm.
Then Upendra, what is the main role of listener? Okay, so any idea you ever have heard this or gone through anything related to that?
Well, I thought, well, is there a difference between the listener and the listener service?
Same.
They're the same.
Yes.
Okay, because I always thought that the listener was what connected the client, because the client connects to the listener and then the listener connects to the server. That's
Yeah,
what I
correct.
thought was.
Yeah, you are absolutely correct. So how I can just let you understand. Let me create a couple of this thing, the client. Okay, so assume is all are what I have. I'm drawing at least 3, 4. These all are client. Now, one process I'm going to share with you how these things is happening. Very important thing to understand. Very important. Okay. So assume you are sitting on a specific machine, and this is the last one what I have selected. Okay. That is the machine you are into. And this is what we are saying, it's a client. So whenever we are talking about client, definitely client is also having some IP address and all those kind of things. Yes or no?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
this particular guy have to have another thing. Maybe very first time you are listening from me is Oracle client software. Means it is going to have only the component related to connecting to the servers. That's it. Very tiny, no license required. Make sense?
Yes.
We have to, or as a DBA, you have to configure it. But Upindra, I don't know. I never done it. We will discuss, or I'll show you later on. These are the things coming under miscellaneous. So I have a note that these things we will cover much later on, because this is not coming under the main part, but you have to be little bit have some extra resources within you, the knowledge wise. Okay, because installing client is never there in the syllabus anywhere, but we have to know it. It's nothing rocket science, again, very tiny, very easy, very less time consuming, but we will discuss. Okay, so there is a client version of Oracle also. Clear?
Could you say that again, please? There's a
Client server. There is a Oracle software with client version only. Client version only. Okay.
Yeah.
So whatever we have done, server. But there is a client software for Oracle also. Need, because this server is to be connected with what? The database. How it will connect? So you have to have it. If any application used to connect, different ways are there to connect with the server. But one of the basic way is to connect through SQL Plus, what we are using, or we are going to discuss right now. So here in this client, when we are giving this statement called SQL plus space, which user you want to connect? Because right now we are sitting remotely in some different location.
Yeah, excuse me, Upendra, could you share that it's the screen for the input? It's SQL plus pace.
Okay, SQL Plus is not showing.
No.
I'm writing into the whiteboard only. I
okay.
didn't open anything, just in the whiteboard only in the down, if you can see. Are you seeing or not?
No, I'm not seeing it.
Okay, just a second. It's supposed to. Can you see this one? Which one I selected?
I can see the host icon. Excuse me. I can see the host icon moving up and down. And I can see.
Font, let me try increasing the font. If you can just give me a little bit side down increasing. Okay, so that. Can you see now? SQL Plus I have written in the text.
No, I can't see it.
Okay, so let me just a second. Let's see. Picture you can see, right? Only the text you are not in position to see, correct? This client or this orange boxes, can you see or not?
Yes, I can see the OS host Linux, all the Linux service on server side only, archive file, password file. But the SQL plus
Okay, now
text, I don't see. Oh, yes, I see it now.
okay, maybe screen size might be matter. Okay, that's okay. So SQL plus, we are continuing with that. Okay, so whenever right now, assume you are sitting on the client machine, okay, and you want to connect with the server, database server. Server is on different physical location, maybe in India. Right now, you are sitting in an office back in US, and you are trying to connect to the server available in India, directly database. That is SQL prompt you want. And you want to access that server by sitting in US. Okay. How you are going to connect? So you will be giving this particular command if you want to connect with SQL plus. There are different ways to connect. But though we are learning DBA 99.99, we all are going to work always with black and white screen to start with. Okay. Tools are very easy. So, question is which user you would like to connect? Answer is, take example of ISM user. Make sense?
Okay.
Now, this, that means you sitting there, your machine need to know where should I connect, which server. It should have some detail to connect. Detail of what? Server. Which server? Oracle server. Okay. So here we have to give @ and ISM. That means which server you want to connect. That name you have to give. So which server we are going to connect? I'm assuming ISM server, right? There is a ISM, what we are discussing. I'll take example of ISM server. So @ you are giving ISM. That's it.
Okay.
Once you are giving, hit enter, it will ask for password. ISM user password. So I'm giving suppose United. It is not visible, going to be visible, but just I'm giving United 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah.
Okay. Now,
Yeah.
once you will hit enter, what is going to happen behind the scene? We need to visualize, we need to understand. So, before we will go to the step, we need to know what is the name of the database server. That means, let's say, so let's assume database server I'm writing here is, it may be IP address you can give or the host name you can give, whichever way you are convenient. Okay. So I'm giving the IP address, okay, to be in safer side, to avoid confusion. 192.100.10.1. This is the IP address I have given. Okay. Again, optional, I can give ISM dev server. Either one you can give. To avoid confusion, I gave both. No confusion?
No, that's fine.
Next. We have to have some port. Port means what? By default, port Oracle is using, I'm giving right now, suppose 15. Normally, it's a 4-digit number. Okay. So this is, port means what? This is, it's kind of software or kind of one layer in the operating system.
Mhm.
Just like you may have heard something called firewall, right?
Yes.
So any idea you have as a layman, suppose I'm asking you, partly tell me what is firewall. So what picture, what image is there in your mind? If you can share, I can just help you with.
Yeah, it's a visual of a wall that's meant to protect people who are behind the firewall from fire coming in. So from a security perspective, a firewall prevents viruses and other threats from affecting your system, your computer system.
Yeah, very good. So I'm just saying what you said, but in different way. Firewall is a software which will protect unwanted, unauthorized entity to come inside the server.
Right.
So you can say that, Upendra, same thing we are doing with the user, right? We are protecting, right?
Yeah.
So what is the difference between these two? Because when you will answer, so people can counter question, right?
Yeah, well, the firewall is more robust. It's more it's more thorough. It's a more concentrated effort to prevent attacks or any kind of security infiltration or anything. It's more concentrated.
Yeah. So you
It's
are
more.
absolutely correct. So as a layman answer, we can counter like saying like we have a door and lock, right? Still, we are having different layer of doors, right? One is the
Right.
iron rod, the gate, then the different kind of lock and all those. Why? To kind of overprotection to secure the data or the things means inside the valuables. Same way, into the server, definitely user is there to connect. But apart from that, this particular the layer, the software layer is sitting on the operating system, on top of operating system. So one protection is OS user. Another layer of protection is this particular software, what we said it's means whatever example you gave, that the external threat and all those kind of thing that we are saying the firewall. So extra protection layer in the OS system. Now, this has been designed in such a way globally
Mhm.
by the IT engineers. Different kind of connectivity is going to have different range of port. Port is nothing other than the number associated with the kind of activity happening in the IT industry. Example, for database, there is a range of port. If somebody wants to connect into database, which is available on top of where operating system. So 1521 is the default port given to Oracle for connecting to the database. So it is bypassing OS user. To connect database directly, you should not, or you are not going to have operating system username. You are bypassing, no authentication you have to do into or for the server label username as a DBA. You are going to have a user into the Oracle software. But how operating system will authenticate you? Because operating system is the main king, right? If you see the hierarchy. So OS by default in the firewall, 1520 is the port, globally known rule, standard rule. accepted by all the party, all the board, all the members. Okay, so 1521 by default, it's Oracle, you can say proprietary, kind of.
Mhm.
So the bottom line, long story short, if you want to connect into the OS user extra layer, you have to have the port activated, port open. Then only you will able to connect to the database. Otherwise, if you have all the access like user ID, password, your database name, everything, you will not able to connect to the database.
Mhm.
Make sense?
Yes.
Very good. Okay. Now, server is done, port is done. Last one is, what is the instance name? Instance name is database name, just like ORCL.
Mm.
In our database, whatever practice, what we are doing in the ORCL only, right? So definitely when you are going to work in the organization, definite instance name will be there. Okay. So assuming that ISN 1, or you can use it as a ORCL also, doesn't matter.
Mhm.
This 3 piece of information is needed into the client side to connect with the server, database server.
Mhm.
So database name called ISM1 is available while installing database. That is absolutely clear. Server, database server IP or the name we are getting from the OS team, that is also clear. Where we are going to put as a DBA 1521 yet to be discussed today. That is the main thing coming the listener service.
Mhm.
So listener service or listener is going to be mediator between client server and database server. If somebody wants to connect from the client, they should go via listener only. If listener service is not activated, not up and running, no user will able to connect to database, whoever so he or she is.
Yeah.
To connect to the database server, listener service should be activated up and running.
Mhm.
But Upendra, we don't know how to create the service. We don't know how to check. We don't know how to start. We don't know how to configure. Make sense?
Yes. Yeah.
So those things we will be doing practically, but doing practical is a matter of 5-10 minutes only. Understanding the concept is very important because these are the very, very essential thing for all the advanced DBA, core DBA, anywhere you go in the troubleshooting also. Now, next, so server side, we came to know 3 pieces of information is to be provided to the client server. What 3 piece? IP address, port number, database service name. But Upendra, that okay. But where this particular 3 piece of information is going to be kept into the client side. So when we are installing Oracle client into the client server, default one location will be creating. This is the universal location. It's not given by you and me. And that universal location is going to have some standard the path, some standard files. And that files is very vital for you and me as a DBA to help a client connect with the server. What file you are referring to, Pedro, or what is the location you are sharing or you are going to discuss? Same piece of information, same piece of file, same piece of location for testing purpose is also available into our Oracle database server. Okay. So here, two files will be there to configure the server. One file is very vital for the server side, and that file is known as listener.ora file. Have you ever heard listener.ora?
It sounds familiar, yes.
Yeah. So, and another file is available that is known as TNS names.ora. Listener.ora is must residing into the server side. TNS will be also available, but this is optional. If you remove, nothing problematic happening. But we used to keep it for the testing purpose. What testing, I'll tell you. So listener.ora is optional, but we are keeping for the testing purpose. Listener.ora must be residing in the server side. But in the client side, in the client's machine, when we are installing Oracle client, by default, this particular file called TNS name.ora will be available. If you don't have it, you will not in position to connect or means make connection with the server. Okay. How it looks like, Upendra, if somebody would like to see it, I'll show you practically. But what information is available in the client side? One sample I'm showing you what information is going to be available. So in the file, the information is going to be like this. Suppose ISM database, right? So ISM will be written. Along with there is some structure or some format of writing the thing. Inside that, it is going to have the host name for what? Oracle Database Server, DB server. It should have port number. Port number by default is 1521. Then SID, in our case, SID means ISM1.
Yeah, Upendra, could
Yeah.
you, is it possible to shift the rectangle with ISM hostname DB server a little bit over to the left?
Yeah, I'll be doing it. Just give me a few seconds.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Can you see?
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So here, this three piece of information: host name, port number, SID. Likewise, you may have n number of this set into one TNS names.ora. Why? By sitting in this client, you can connect with n number of databases. True?
Yes.
So suppose instead of ISM, you want to connect one ORCL database. So how it is going to work on that case? So here, instead of ISM, the name will be maybe ORCL. Host name may be server 1. Port may be, instead of 1521 is the default, it may be 1522. ISM will be ORCL.
Right.
Question is, Upendra, can we give this the name, the first line what you gave ORCL, my own name? Answer is yes. You can give ABC also, but as per the standard, this name used to be the database name. Okay, used to be database name, but you can give other name also, it will work.
Okay.
To avoid confusion, we used to give database name only.
Mhm.
And this name is known as connect string.
Mhm.
So here I gave in the bold what SQL plus ISM user @ISM.
Right.
Whenever we are giving @ISM, hit enter, then password. This is happening where to start with client server, that means client side. The moment we are giving hit enter, it will go and find into client side which file? tnsnames.ora. Next. It will go and it will search from A to G. It may be 100, maybe 200, like that file will be there. That's set.
Mhm.
It will find ISM. It got it.
Mhm.
Instead that it will go and search, which is the host name. So whatever the host name, it will go that host name by keeping this two information. What? 1521 and ISM1.
Mhm.
Who is doing this? Client process. It will find what the IP address of this server. Okay, got it. Then along with that, it will check which port I'm coming with, 1521. It will check this port is open, yes or no. If yes, if no, reject. It will give error. If it is open, that means 1521 is open definitely. It will check whether with 1521 ISM is associated or not. Right now, we don't know how to associate. We will learn this. If yes, then what will happen? This client process will activate server process. Server process will be the mediator between client and the server side. This server process will go inside database along with what? ISM user and their password, because yet we are not connected with the database. We are under process. That server process will go and check into the memory called a data dictionary where ISM user is available into database. If yes, password what user have given it is same password what is already available in the data dictionary for the ISM user. If yes, then the something called this prompt will come called SQL.
Hmm.
So we will
Interesting.
be repeating the same thing couple of times, don't worry. But this is what I'm trying to tell, what is happening behind the scene.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Making
Yeah.
little sense? Is
Yeah,
what I'm
no, it's very clear. It's very good. Very good.
Very good.
Yeah.
Same thing now I'm going to
Step-
do practically. If you have any question or concern, you can ask me. Otherwise, same thing we will be implementing.
Yeah. It's good.
Okay, good. So very first task for us is configuring the listener service. What is the location of the listener file? I told you two files, right? One is listener.ora file, one is tnsnames.ora file.
Mhm.
What is that location? That we are going to discuss or share. And that in that location only we are going to activate listener service. And after that, we will see that tnsnames.ora.
Mhm.
Okay. So I'm just stopping this for now. And I'm going to the database. And I'm just I have shared the full screen, so you'll be able to see. So PS minus EF grep cmod. Nothing is started. I'm going to start the database. This says the DBA. Startup. Now, so far database service is up and running. How to check? We all know. PS minus EF grep cmod. Same way, we need to check listener services up and running on this database, yes or no. Just like in one server, we may have 1, 2, 10, 20, 15 database up and running, same point of time.
Mhm.
Same way, in one server, we may have 1, 2, 10, 15 listener service up and running at the same point of time.
Mhm.
One database service, one listener service must.
Mhm.
To connect with any client to the database listener service must be up. Database service must be up. How to check? Listener service up and running or not. Same command, PS minus EF grep. Two commands are there. One is TNS, hit enter. Nothing is running. Another command, inherit, INHERIT.
Nothing.
Nothing is running. Our aim is to do something configuration so that this service will be up and running. So that, though we are going to be there in the very first time, there is a network folder available into the database, network. But Upendra, what is the location? Suppose I forget it, I don't remember right now. I'm using this server very first time because whenever we are joining as a DBA, okay, so we are not aware with where is the location and all those, right? But some standard is there as the Oracle DBA. On that location, we go and search. So one default location, we all know the Oracle home. How we are going to find out? cat/cbc Oracle, correct?
Okay.
So we all know this is the
Okay.
home. Home means Oracle software. So if you will go inside the Oracle software and you will go something called this, and under that you can check something called RDBMS is there. But who told you, Upendra? This is the standard. Like who told you Oracle home? We have learned it. Who told you what is the location? We have learned that how to find the home. Same way, I told you that all the files called tnsnames.ora, listener.ora, though listener is a service, that log, everything will be available into the RDBMS folder. Make sense?
Yes, yes.
So RDBMS. Under that, something called admin. Again, who told you? I'm saying you. From where I have learned, it's Oracle Doc is saying this. Okay, so and under that, what I said that some file is there. Okay, what is the base location? Home. Sorry, I gave a wrong RDBMS. I was assuming network. Just a second. TD network admin. Okay. TD admin. So what is the location? Home network admin. Which location we are referring to? Two file. Listener.ora and
Yes.
TNSnames.ora. But though it is very fresh, very first time, from where we will get this to, it is available in the sample. Okay, sample.
Yeah.
But Upendra, it's okay. But what is the other way around? Or first, let us show me sample what it is there. Okay. TNSnames.ora, listener.ora.
Yep.
Cat, I'm just showing you what is inside. See, everything is hash sign means commented. Okay, just for FYI, hash sign means commented. And they have given this is sample, this one.
Yeah.
I told you, no, there is some three information will be available. So one information I said SID will be there. One said the name will be, server name will be there. Another thing I said that server port number will be there, right? So port will be there. But way of writing is different, as I mentioned. I don't remember all this format. We don't need to also. But what I remember that yes, three things is very important: port number, database SID, along with the server hostname or IP address.
Right.
So, but Upendra, it's okay. But how to configure the listener.ora to remember all those things, and it's very tough. Yes. Even one extra space you will give now, it will be a problem. We have to be, these files are very sensitive while working. Okay, Upendra, got it, but how to configure? Can you please explain this thing, how it's going to work? Okay. So I type a word called NetMGR. NetMGR, Net Manager. Again, I'm showing you. But after going to this, what I'm giving NetMGR. NetMGR is a tool, just like DBCA, you remember?
Yes.
For creating database, we have learned this thing, NetMGR. Just like to Oracle to install the Oracle software, we have learned something called install, means while going run installer kind of thing we have run. Remember?
Yes, that's right.
Same way, NetMGR is a tool given by Oracle to configure service called listener, service called TNSnames. We are right now focusing on listener only, because we are configuring the server side. Here.
Yes.
In this, if you see, you can say it's a plus sign somewhere is there in the left, top left side.
Yes.
Here, two things I'm getting: service name and listener. Service is mainly for client side. Listener is for server.
Right.
Why I'm keep repeating? Because these are the questions to start with. We used to get confused. So if you click on the plus sign, see nothing is there. Means no listener service is available in this server. I clicked on plus sign. See, nothing is there, right? Behind, below this line. See?
Right.
I clicked on that listener and I click on the plus sign. It is saying what? Create. Can you see?
Yes, I can see. Create. Yeah.
The moment I click, default listener file will be created. Means the name came. You can give listener 1, listener 2, listener 3, anything. Can I give my name? Yes. But as per standard, we used to give listener, then underscore ORCL. Why ORCL? It's a database name, right? Nothing to do with the database, but this will simply indicate that this listener we are going to associate with the ORCL database. That's it. If you will not give ORCL also, still you will able to configure for ORCL. But for our convenient, for the naming convention, for better manageability, better give. Suppose ORCL database is there, I'm giving ORCL. Make sense?
Yes.
Question used to be, means I personally used to ask while taking interview, can I give this listener underscore ORCL to any name? Most of the answer, no, we have to give this. No, you can give any name. You can give ABC also. But why we are giving standard, better manageability? To avoid confusion.
Yep.
Because this is used by n number of your colleagues, your seniors, your juniors. They will not understand what is ABC. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm clicking OK. Now, once you click OK, see this sign will come. Earlier, here, this sign is there. So only name is there. All the listener is going to be associated with two parts. One is the Oracle SID or database name. Another one is IP address along with server name. Again, I'm repeating. All listener file is going to have two parts. One is Oracle SID. Another one is
IP.
port ID, port number with server name or IP. Clear?
Yes.
How to do that? See, in the below, in the upside, see, listener location, you can see my
Yes.
cursor.
Yes,
And
I
the
can see.
bottom side, there is an address.
Yes.
Either one you can start with. I'm just starting address, add address. It will by default take from here. See, what is the here local host.local domain. This is by default, this name is coming, but if you are working in any organization, it will be by default taking the server name, the fully qualified domain name. Okay, and here 1521 by default port is there. But Upendra, can you please help me understand 1521? But if I want to give 1522, is there any rule given by the company's management, or I can give as per my own wish? This is a genuine question. Answer is when we are designing the database, before most of the time what you will be getting, it's already these things are available. But if you are designing from scratch, this port number will be assigned by the network team to you. So if you are creating 10 databases, each and every database port number will be decided in the management meeting. That port number you will be giving. Make sense?
Yes.
So you cannot give by your own way. Sometimes you feel like 21, you are giving. Sometimes you feel like 22, you are giving. No.
Right.
These are the asset.
Right.
For organization in the IT as a DBA.
Right.
You need to think on that way.
Right.
You have to put question in the meeting. Boss, what is going to be the port number? Do we have assigned some standard port number, or you tell me?
Right.
So they will be giving, suppose I'm not giving 1520, I'm giving 1522. Okay, just for FYI.
Yeah.
Next. So as I mentioned, two categories, second category host name and port number I have assigned. Okay, but Upendra, what else? Okay, so if you click on the listener, see listening location in the top, click on this. Here you have to click on the database service and then add a database in the below. I'm repeating again. We have done with listening location. That is done. We are clear with. I'm clicking on that. I'm creating list database service. Okay, then I'm adding add database. Make sense?
Yep.
Here you have to give what the database is. So we are having ORCL, if you remember.
Yes.
So question or confusion here, Upendra, global database name is there, SID is there. Is it both same or different? Both are same. But how I can find out if somebody will ask what is the global database name will be there? If you go into your database, you log into database, give a show parameter DB name, it will be showing you global DB name. And it is going to be by default ORCL. Make sense?
Yeah.
Here also ORCL. Small. Whatever is there, we have small one, right? So we have to be very careful. You cannot give combinations init cap and all. Small. By default, here we are giving small. Make sense?
Yeah.
So I told you two part. Both we have given. Okay. And this is by default coming, what is the home location and all those kind of things. Okay. So here home is what? Oracle home is software, where software is there. And that's what I told you very first. Under Oracle home /network/admin, if you remember.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. To start with, we used to do mistakes, many mistakes. And one of the mistake, though I'm telling you, you might be doing it also. Please save this, save network configuration. I know you'll be doing mistake. Without saving, you will exit and you will say, oh my God, I'm not getting the file and all those kind of things. If you will not save, thing will not be work at all. Make sense? Somehow you're on mute or Courtney?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So hope you got the point. Save configuration, right? File, then save network configuration. Okay, done. Now you can close it directly. Cross. Top left side. I am crossing.
Right.
Configuration is done. Any questions so far?
No, it's good.
Okay. Same thing. Now I'm coming here and showing you something. See, this file was missing earlier, correct?
Yeah.
It came.
Right.
I'm going to show you what is available here. It was fresh, created a few minutes back. Two part I told you, right? Listener name and associated.
Yeah.
If you will do any small typo, space, it will corrupt. It will not start. Just for FYI. If you want to do any changes, make a practice of doing what I'm doing it. Nobody will show you this thing because my life was horrible to start with, man. Nobody taught me all those things. Before doing anything changes, make a copy of it as a backup.
Mm-hmm.
How? Copy, file name, then today's date. What date? Maybe 09 June or July or whatever that 3. Now ls minus LTR. Now do changes, whatever you feel like. If at all.
Right.
So if something messed up, you have this thing. You can copy back to listener.ora. Always remember, if you want to make your DBA profession very comfortable. Otherwise, you will be in trouble. Small thing, we are doing blunder.
Let me ask you, when you were in that situation, did you have like a senior that was understanding and worked with you, or what kind of environment do you typically encounter?
Yeah, so basically, to be honest, these changes we are doing on the firefighting mode. Because see, everybody is there on the call. Your boss asks, okay, Courtney, do one thing, port you need to change for the testing. Can you please do the change? Most of us, what I did also, same thing I experienced from many of the junior later on, means when I had a team. So I did what? VI, listener Aurora, I changed the port from 21 to 22. Overconfident saying, what is man, one simple character I need to modify, right? Why should I take backup?
Right.
I did it, but somehow some space character came out. Now listener was not able to start. So you are in the call, having 20 plus people. Everybody is just answering, asking question. Okay, Upendra, tell me the status. And sometimes rude boss, every boss is not nice, right? What man, this one silly thing, how long it will take in the whole meeting of 20?
Right.
I used to be sweating, to be honest. I don't have anything. Because
Yeah.
that's everybody will think, oh man, this guy don't know anything. Right. So better just if this thing I'm a boss, okay, my file got messed up, give me 1 minute. If you have backup, go back, do some change again. That's it. Matter of 2 minutes you will be able to solve if you have backup. Otherwise, to fixing that on run, it is going to be a very tough time, I'm telling you. Present wise and all those. So work wise, it's not that, but we have to follow some small basic practices. And the reason I'm saying all those things, you should not be suffering like that. Because if you follow this, you'll not suffer. Reason I told you, it's not that sake of saying I'm doing. I told you the reason which way you are going to suffer.
Yeah, got you.
And just for FYI, NetMGR I just gave, and this from open, right? But in the actual environment, this NetMGR will not work. To let work, NetMGR, you need to do a lot of more configuration. Okay. So right now, if it will messed up now, I will just do the same process what I showed you. It will 2 minutes, it will be done. But this situation, you are not going to get that tool over there. If it is there, it is going to take much more configuration is needed. We will learn that part also. Because here I am directly sitting on the server, correct? But actually, you will be connecting through putty. In putty, this GUI will not work. Even for DBCA, it will not work the way you have worked. We need to learn something. So we will discuss those things. But if you will understand these things, those part is easy cake for you. But I'm trying to give you the situation when you may feel a little bit embarrassing. So this story will give you boost up. Okay, whether I also face that, I'm good.
Right. Yeah, I see. Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
So far, okay? Can we move?
Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
Now, next you have to start the listener service. So far, we have done the configuration.
Okay.
How to start? LSNRCTL. LSNRCTL. Start. START. Space. Then which listener? Listener underscore ORCL.
Yeah.
That is the name we have given, if you remember.
Yes.
So I'm giving that. Hit enter. See. Start. It is showing starting. Please wait. System parameter. This thing is there. Then status. What is the port we have given? If you remember, we have given 1522, correct?
Right.
And whatever the status when it is started and all those, this is the location. Just like we used to have the location for what the alert log file. Listener also have some alert file alert log.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now port is there. Which database this port is associated with? Every information is available here. ORCL has been associated with this. Remember? So after starting, it is giving summary that this is the port, and with that port, this ORCL service is associated. If you remember, I told you, this port is associated with which database? So this is the way it got associated.
Right.
Now we are looking at the status. PS minus ES, grep. Okay, then I told you two keywords, either TNS or inherit, whichever way you are
Right.
or so from how long it is running and all those. Suppose I have started or somebody have started, okay, you want to check the status from your own server, means your own putty you have logged in this. I have run that particular command you will not get. You want to check the status, whether the listener is running or not. If it is running, for how long it is running. Okay, so either PS-CF grep P1, it is going to show you, but better way to see is LSNRCTL status listener name. Make sense?
Yeah.
Status. It is going to tell you how long it is running. See, start date, for how long, what is the, how many number of this thing is associated, and all those kind of things.
Yeah. Okay.
Just FYI, one listener can have a multiple database associated. I'm repeating, one listener can be associated with multiple database. Suppose in this server, two databases there, but you got only one port assigned for this two by management. What you will do if that is the scenario? Again, hardly you will get this chance, but this is for interview purpose. I'm asking. NetMGR. Here in the listener, you got this. Okay. This is the port number 22. You have to go to database. One is already there. You add another database. Suppose ISM. Though ISM is not there, it will give you error, but just for FYI, how you are going to add it. Okay. Then save it. Close it.
Right.
I'm going to show you cat listener.ora file. See, earlier ORCL under that ORCL was there under this listener. See, another this thing got added. So if ISM database is there, if it's not there, so by using this port, both the database can be connected.
Yeah, I see.
But so far, whichever organization or whatever number of databases I handle, I never got this situation because nobody wants to just mess up with just to one port, 2-3 different databases getting maintained.
Right.
Okay, just for so I'm going to remove it. How I'm going to remove? Same thing, Net Manager, and go and just remove and save it. But Upendra, can I just do it manually here and whatever you have selected, I'll do BI and remove it? Yes. For doing anything, you will be taking backup of this and do. As I mentioned, in the practically we used to do it this way only. Why? This tool is not going to work in the simple normal way. Or if it is going to work also, it is going to take little more time. So you'll give Net Manager, it will pop up, you have to wait for 10 seconds, 15 seconds, you go do this, then you save and then come and we don't have that much time. Simply, if I have to do it, VI, listener.ora, make sure you have to have backup. Make sure, okay?
Right.
VI, this thing, and here I'm going to DD Means I'm just removing it. See, so many columns are, means brackets are there. If you messed up one bracket, now gone.
Yeah.
And that is the reason, and I did blunder on that day.
Yeah.
So after doing any changes, you have to stop and start the listener. Now, how to stop the listener, Upendra, I don't know. Make sense?
Yeah.
So instead of start, put it stop.
Mhm.
See? Stop.
Yeah.
It happens super fast. Not happening super fast in the actual environment. You are going to take maybe 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 1 minute, 2 minutes also. Okay?
Mhm.
It happened now in a couple of seconds only, or even 1 second. But normally it is going to take a little time. So don't be panic in case you are taking some time, oh my God, because it is going to happen to start with while working as a DBA. Now, if you go and check now, TNS. Make sense?
Yeah, nothing's there yet.
So that's what I told you, that understanding concept is very important. Doing this is hardly, if without showing the story, saying the story, if I'll share this thing, it is going to take 5 minutes for me. But you'll confuse. Now at least might be having little doubt, but at least you can visualize what I said and what I did. You can just sync up both the things.
Yeah.
Okay. But Upendra, that's okay. Listener is done. What about the TNS names.ora? Okay. So it is going to take just another 5 minutes. So is it okay? Can I?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, appreciate it.
So I'm assuming you are sitting in the client only. This server I'm treating as a client. Okay. So same way, NetMGR. Instead of listener, now I'm going to use the another one, means service. You remember two things I told you? So if now if you click on the listener, now you will be getting these information. See,
Right.
it was not there. Right now in the service,
client side,
nothing is there.
Right.
So far right now, earlier, no file were there. Listener.ora was missing. We found now. Same thing right now, TNS names.ora is missing. But if you will do configuration, the thing will ultimately writing into that file only. So same thing, I'll click on that, then plus sign. Now, what service name you have to give? As I mentioned, as per standard practice, ORCL. You can give ABC also, same thing. Next. By default, TCP/IP. Okay, by default, I never found anywhere I have used TCP SSH alone for security and all those reasons. So 99, I don't know which scenario they will be using the second and third one. I don't know. So I don't want to put any comment there. Second and third one. So far for you, only one option is available, TCP/IP. Okay. Next. What is the host name? So host name is what? In the listener file, it is available, localhost.local domain, or whatever name will be there, we have to give it. Make sense?
Yeah.
Localhost.local domain. What is the port? We have to change port. 22, right? 22. Next. Service name. Which service name? That is actual Oracle database service. Okay. Nothing else we have to do. Next. Now you want to test it. So test means you have to use the user name and password which is available in the server. Right now, this testing is happening from the client side. Though we are sitting in the client side only, server side only, but the process we discussed now, client process will generate, it will go to the server, the same thing is going to happen. Okay, internally. So here it is showing the no listener and Scott and Tiger, that kind of thing is not there. So I'm changing into which particular ISM admin was there, right? Just ISM admin is the user ID, password I don't know. So I'm giving Oracle ID. Okay. And then we will test again. What it is saying here, did not succeeded, no listener is there. So why it is giving that? If you remember, we closed the listener. Remember?
Yes.
So better to start and then try, but still doesn't matter. I'm just going to close it here and finish it here.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Always remember to save it again. Second time I'm saying this. If you'll not do, you will not get anything. Close it. Now check it here. See? Make sense?
Yes. Yeah.
If you go cat here or VI, see?
Yeah.
And if you go and listener, so this thing's supposed to be there, listener in the server side only. This one is going to be client side. And that's the story I have shared with you in while starting. Okay. So make sure all these spelling should be correct. Otherwise, you'll not able to connect. Okay. See these two local LOCL, HOST dot LOCL domain. And these are the mistake we used to do while doing configuration. And we used to be messed up like, oh my God, I'm not able to connect and all. Okay. So now I'm trying to connect. So before connecting, let me show you what error you are going to get if listener is not up and running. ISM admin @ORCL. Enter Oracle. Make sense?
Right.
Directly saying, Courtney, no listener is running. So Courtney will do simply start the listener. Okay. So we supposed to cat listener.ora. This name supposed to be handy with you. Because as a DBA, suppose in this listener.ora file, you might have 10 different listeners for 10 different databases, right? Hard to remember which one is for what. Make sense?
Yeah.
LSNR CTL start listener name. Now, if I try immediately, let me show you. ISM admin ISM I have given now ORCL. ISM ORCL. Okay. ORCL. Hit enter. Oracle. Make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. Username connected to.
So, though I have done this, this means I did this and I did fire this command called this one. And when I'm giving Oracle, hit enter, by hitting it will go to ORCL. ORCL means what? TNS names.ora file. It will check ORCL. It will go to that server. Then it will go check ORCL. Then ORCL port number 1522. 1520 is there. It will check associated ORCL is there or not. Yes, there. It will activate the server process. That server process will go check the file called user ID called ISM admin followed by password. If yes, then it will return this. Otherwise, it will give error. If password is wrong, it will give error. It might happen database is up, a listener is up, but database is not up. These are the situation you are going to get. But down immediate. See,
Error.
Oracle not available.
Right.
You'll be getting error like this. These things are happening when we are doing some maintenance activity. Server down means what? All the 10, 15 databases are down, right? Your as a DBA work is to start all the instances along with all the listener and do the testing the way we did it, sitting on the server the same way. It is going to be one routine activity in every couple of months for you. Whether you are a junior, senior, doesn't matter.
Interesting.
But if you will start again, and now you will connect as a client, SQL plus ISM admin /Oracle @ ORC. This is wrong practice, but I'm feeling a little lazy. That's what I
Yeah.
So that's it pretty much for today. I hope you understand what means as a whole little concept, whatever we have learned.
Oh, yeah, it's very clear. Yeah, it's very clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you'll do practice a little bit, you'll be absolutely clear for your entire life, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So I'm insisting you to just do little practice. The reason is only that you will be really feeling confidence, and my aim for you to make DBA sooner will be going to be fulfilled very soon.
Right. Appreciate that.
Yeah. Today, one guy is got offer letter. Today itself, he just let me show you. This is good news for me. So I want to share with you also. The guy is so when he was struggling here, he was getting just 25K for last 4 years. Okay. And he got, and that to the domain where no future is there. No future is there. So he just, sir, tomorrow is my joining. And today morning, he just, they gave the letter, but the particular appointment letter was not given earlier. So he got it.
Yeah. So, well,
6th, that means the day before yesterday, he joined. And people are saying, means all over the world, recession. But other side, rosy picture, nobody's talking about. Jobs are there in the market. He worked for TCS, basically. He's going to work for TCS. Okay. You might be knowing the name Tata Consultancy Services. It's a Indian company. That. But yeah.
I've heard that. Tara.
Yeah. So CTC is a 56,000. He's 56K he's going to get. It's good money for the person who were just 100% hype. That to the means the domain, it's a future. Okay, so that 56, I know in next 8 months he will be going to get 100K. 100K, 100%. Okay, so these are the things on the almost is 2 to 3. One girl, she is young, very pretty young, no computer science background, nothing. She gave a couple of interviews, both cracked in the first attempt. She was telling me just after before starting your session, half an hour back, she gone through interview by sitting here beside in my office only. So she was saying, sir, whatever they ask, it's very easy question. Everything is, I almost answered everything.
Right.
I told her that, see, this is not easy for you. It's easy to make things become easy. There are so many people work for last 5-6 months with you guys. She was laughing. I'm like, yeah, this is a story for everyone, whoever is going through that.
Right,
so she was surprised. Well, is that easy? That yes, if you know, everything is easy.
Yeah,
if you don't know, everything is tough.
Right, exactly. Yeah, so the preparation really is very effective. So when you hit the interview, you're You'll answer the questions.
Yeah, same thing, Courtney. Whatever you are doing now, I know these are things only you have to do. There's no other way around. So you are learning all
Right.
those things really.
Right.
So if they will ask this question, you will able to answer. You will also say, "Oh my God, these are only things you guys are doing." Yes,
Right.
but people are not knowing this thing. Who is going to teach you all those things?
Right.
People will not talk in nice way if they are having 15, 20 years of experience. And nobody have time, that much time to just teach you all those small things.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
So,
Yeah, I mean, I don't take this for granted. I mean, this is,
yeah.
this is,
And whatever story I'm saying, these are the real thing you are going to avoid. So you are gaining experience also. Not only learning, you are gaining experience also. These are the experience things only, right?
yeah, appreciate that. Appreciate your time
Yeah.
for this.
So I'll be the happiest because outside India, I never build any resource. So you are going to be my first. And
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm here to help you until you are not getting means the position called DBA. I'm just waiting for the day you will be saying, "Hey, Upendra, I got offer letter. This much they are paying, and that's it. My job is done."
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'll send you an email. With the,
Yeah, whatever,
the
whichever
confirmation letter.
form me also, that will be okay. But that is my main aim is to make you DBA. That's it. After that, you do whatever you feel like. Once become DBA, my job is done.
Yeah, well, that's my objective too. So we're working together.
Yeah, definitely, and we will make it. Don't worry. Little bit here and there will be there that we can understand. Okay, but yeah, ultimately it should be sooner the better.
Yeah. All right. Thanks a lot, Upendra.
Okay, see you tomorrow then. Okay.
Tomorrow. Okay. All right. Bye.